Hello, my name is Greg Kiper. I'm a psychotherapist and a holistic life coach. I have a deeply seated belief that has evolved into my existence from my personal and professional experience, my education and training, my research, and my spiritual knowing, my intuition. In a nutshell, that belief is without emotional connection, humans struggle mightily finding happiness, meaning, and purpose. Now, this certainly isn't a new discovery or some kind of revelation, but I do not think that enough relevance is given to this key connection between and among us. That's probably because at the surface level, it just makes sense for some of us. The ones of us who have had opportunities in our lives to experience moments of sharing emotions in a positive manner with another. There are, however, many whose opportunities for this has not been positive. And there seems to be more and more joining this group. The hope and search for happiness, meaning, and purpose remains out of reach for these folks. And in their place are various degrees of hopelessness and loneliness. And this is what we unconsciously bring into our relationships with our partners and children, employees and friends, employers, basically anyone we come into contact with. Even more poignant is that this can become a part of our relationship with ourself. I'm a recovering alcoholic and drug addict. I spent my late teens and 20s and 30s developing an intimate relationship with drugs and alcohol. I carried on this relationship with alcohol until I was 59, when I finally found the proverbial bottom. While in rehab, I experienced an aha moment. Through deep reflection and a powerful experience with a couple of fellow patients, I came to realize that my afflictions were seated in emotional awareness, of which I had very little. This epiphany and a deep sense of regret and shame started me on a journey to learn all I could about feeling, expressing, and sharing emotions, so that I could help others avoid waking up at 59 and wondering what in the hell happened to their life. Not long into this adventure, it became very apparent that emotional awareness is the secret, the magical ingredient to establishing emotional connection with others. And as I have worked with others, a vital learning has come to the surface. Prior to enabling emotional awareness to connect with others, it is crucial to use it to connect emotionally with ourselves, our inner true self, where we ironically find all the keys to connecting with others. Following rehab, I spent a number of years in education and training for substance use counseling and mental health therapy, culminating in a master's in counseling psychology and a license to practice psychotherapy. I have a private practice where I work with individuals as well as couples and relationship counseling. I am also a practicing holistic life coach, speaker, and trainer. My work with individuals and partners remains focused on emotional connection and awareness. We all, to some degree, move through our daily lives functioning on autopilot. Unconscious programming we have developed from all the information, feelings, teachings, modeling, and experiences that have molded our personality into what it is today. And just as we aren't aware of the autopilot controlling our heartbeat and breathing, we are generally not aware of this personality controlling our day-to-day routines and interactions. Much of who we are has been born outside of awareness. Consequently, it's all in there. The positive and the negative, everything in between. From the moment we are conceived, the outside world is the influencer of who and what we become. Caregivers, teachers, extended family, employers, friends, social media, and the internet. Everything and everyone we encounter. As this personality is formed, our inside world becomes part of the influence with our thoughts and emotions, born of and intertwined with the influence of the outside world. This influence is weighted negatively. We humans exist with an innate negativity bias. Our first impulse is generally the worst case scenario, and we work backwards from there to find the positive. This is one of our traits that still hangs on from that survival instinct of thousands of years ago, making its way through our evolution as a species. Just as the caveman didn't pause when hearing a snap of a twig at night to wonder if it was his mate or not, when the caller ID shows our child's school calling, we don't pause to wonder if our little boy is being awarded accolades. We automatically assume the worst. What's wrong? All these negatively biased autopilots functioning en masse are bound to conflict and inflict emotional injuries on others in our realm. Without an awareness of what is going on, most of our behaviors are primarily molded by fear and deceit, anger, jealousy, prejudice, negativity, hate, and we react from this place. And I call this place our illusion. It is void of the truths to emotional functioning with awareness, unconditional love, compassion, kindness, and forgiveness. Our true self, our inner child, our soul, is comprised of these truths. They've always been there, and they always will be. Our illusion has progressively relegated that part of us to the back room of our psyche, hidden deeply away. Emotional awareness allows us to open that door and let these truths out to disperse the illusions, finding connection and attunement with our true selves and the true selves of others. It's important to note that there are moments of awareness for many of us in our lives, allowing truth and love to be involved in who we are. But for many, they just aren't frequent enough. It's just the way Western society and culture works, unfortunately. Awareness is the key, and in particular, emotional awareness. Paying attention to what we are experiencing physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Awareness turns off the autopilot, and we are able to function in the moment, making room for reason and choices, basically turning on conscious functioning and opening the doors to emotional connection. This is the basis of my work with emotional connection and awareness. This is a lifelong journey of growth, wonder, awe. I invite you to hop on board and let's see where we can go. I'm positive you will find the adventure worthwhile and rewarding in ways you could never imagine. Let's do it.